Okay. Hello, hello. Okay. So today we are going to get caught up on some stuff. My knee. So I did not start off the day in the best ways. I woke up this morning. I had WoW raid this morning, so I woke up earlier, and my dog wanted out, and my husband wanted to sleep in, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs, let the dog out, get him fed, make some breakfast so I can eat before a raid. So I let the dog out and I'm getting my breakfast together, and then the dog starts barking. So I try to get him in because it's early. I mean, fairly early for a Sunday. It's like 8:30 or something. So he's barking outside. So I'm trying to get him in. He's not coming in. And I decide I'm going to step outside and try to get him to come in. So I step outside, take a couple steps, and boom, I'm on the deck. So we had frost overnight. I didn't realize the deck was slippery. And I was in bare feet, and I just went, yeah. And I hurt my knee. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow I'm going to have a big bruise on my knee. So, like I said, my husband was sleeping in. So I was sitting there, try not to cry because it hurt. And I was trying to figure out how am I going to get up, because I could tell now that the deck was icy. So I didn't want to slip and fall again. So at one point I tried calling for my husband, but he didn't hear me. And then I ended up like not really crawling, but I didn't get up. I kind of like shimmied over to the door and got inside and was able to get back up again. And then I went over to the couch and sat there again, trying not to cry because it was hurting. And then I messaged my husband and I'm like, can you come here please? And I could hear him moving around. And he comes downstairs. He's like, what happened? And I tell him, and I'm like, and I show him my knee, and you could see this big red spot where I hit my knee. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like it actually feels better than I thought it was going to feel. Obviously I didn't break anything, thankfully. Didn't sprain anything or anything. Yeah, so like, but when I touch it, or there was one time this afternoon I went to like crawl into bed, and my bed's high, so I literally crawl into bed, like I get, and yeah, don't do that when you hurt your knee. My husband, before he could say anything, because he was lying in bed at the time, and I'm like crawling into bed, I'm like, ow, that hurt, don't do that. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? He's like, I didn't have time, I didn't think you would actually do it. So well, that's how I started my day, hurting my knee. My daughter's back. She got back this afternoon. Picked her up at the train station. She had fun. She was telling us all about it at supper. About her trip. She seemed to have a lot of fun. We took a lot of cab rides. But, yeah. Okay, so somehow I missed this quest at level 50. I'm not sure how. It didn't pop up here, I think.
Hello.
Hello, Perk. So we're going to do this one. Well, if it isn't Toffee, precisely the woman I wish to see, we will recall Yamhitra of the Sons of the Saint Koina. Well, she has recently finished compiling her research into summoning and was kind enough to send a copy of it to our guild. I was pleased to note that you were listed as a collaborator. I must say it is quite a fascinating read, especially the section covering those essences of primals called Edgy. You're able to manifest the beings, yes? Wonderful. In which case, I should like your assistance with an experiment, if you're willing. Pray join me in the practice arena. I will reveal the details there. Let's check this out. Like I said, I didn't even notice there was a quest there. we'll get this one out of the way. We're gonna do some cleanup of job quests because I have probably at least a few job quests to do, and I need to get caught up on the, I guess they're called feature quests, the blue quests with the plus sign. So we're gonna, because there's things that I probably should unlock that I haven't unlocked yet. My apologies for the wait. To begin with, might I ask you to call forth an Edgy? I should very much like to see one with my own eyes. Mayhap the Ifrit Edgy would be suitable. I understand that it was the first such being to be summoned. Yes, a most impressive being indeed. Created according to him, Hydra, in the image of the entity which one most closely associates with fire, Ifrit. It is my hypothesis that the same fundamental principle could be employed to alter the form of an Edgy by calling to mind another image. Pray summon the Ifrit Edgy again, but this time focus your consciousness upon Carbuncle. It shouldn't be difficult given the bond you share. But now Carbuncle's red. Brilliant. My theory holds. Whilst it takes the form of Carbuncle, there is no mistaking its ethereal composition. I should not imagine that the abilities it wields have changed, but for all intents and purposes, it is still an Ifrit Edgy. But now we know that there is no limit to an Edgy's appearance. Well, I must be returning to my post. Let us continue this upstairs. Okay, upstairs to talk to Thub. So, I have Monday, like I've mentioned it before, I have Monday and Tuesday off. Tuesday I might have plans in the afternoon, but I don't think I have any plans for tomorrow. So I'm thinking of actually doing like a longer day stream.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
Thank you for the follow. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. We might, I'm thinking like maybe like almost like a 9 to 5 kind of thing, but like 9 to 5 my time. So like 8 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll see. I would take like I'd eat on stream. You can't see me anyway, and for lunch, but that's what I'm leaning towards for tomorrow, since I have the day off, and I don't think we're planning to do anything tomorrow. My husband also has the day off, so I think he was getting the tires changed, but other than that, I'm not doing that. He can go sit, and I'm not sitting at the car place waiting for tires to be changed. Toffee, have my thanks for indulging me. This experiment has unearthed a new world of possibility for arcane entities, and I hope you will find use for the discovery. An Edgy's outward appearance can now be altered by using /pet. For example, if you want your Garuda Edgy to appear as if it were Ruby Carbuncle, use the text command /pet glamour Garuda Edgy Ruby Carbuncle. Interesting. For details, enter /?space/pet glamour. This one, we need the scholar. Well, let's switch over to Scholar since we're here. Might as well do this one. I'm guessing this is going to be a similar thing, but you can change the look of the fairy, maybe? A fairy tale come true. Toffee, how fortuitous. Might you spare a moment? I recently received word that you've been researching the scholars of Nim at the behest of a Marauders Guild member. Is that right? I see. And as a result, you can now call upon a fairy to aid you? Fascinating. Might I trouble you to meet me up downstairs in the practice arena? There's something I very much wish for you to try. Okay, I think this is similar. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work because I don't have like the same type of things. We'll see. My apologies for the wait. As for what I wish for you to attempt, it is a technique similar to what you've already employed with your edgy. Now, would you be so kind to call forth your fairy? Is the party? She's like a little Tinkerbell. How charming. The tales do little to capture its beauty. This fairy is no doubt manifested in the image of that which you most closely associate with fairies, but my research suggests this form is not immutable. Indeed, though a fundamental form may have been incorporated into the original incantation, with sufficient concentration, I believe it is possible to supplant this form with the image of another entity. Try conjuring the fairy once more, this time with a carbuncle in your mind's eye. I used to like the fairy. I don't think I'd ever change the fairy look. Remarkable, and with only a single attempt. But see, my theory holds, meaning this transformation would be merely superficial and has done not to affect its ability for healing. Very good. With that, we may conclude that this experiment, if you would follow me, we may conclude this experiment if you would follow me upstairs. Okay, upstairs. Thank you again for your help, Poppy. That proved to be quite the spectacle. I should hope you make use of what you've learned here today. I dare say your fairy's appearance may be without limit. Your fairy's appearance can now be altered by using /pet glamour. So it's the same thing except you use EOS and then whatever you want it to look like. Okay. We'll do that. Actually, no, let's go to the scholar. We're gonna go do the scholar quest because they're here in wait, is it not here? Okay, never mind, it's not here. I thought it was here. It's not here. Okay, let's, where's the summoner quest? It's in Ulda. Okay, let's go to Ulda. We'll do the summoner quest. We're gonna do the class quest first. And then we'll go look at the feature quests or whatever they're called. Now that I remember, I think the summoner quest is over here. This will give me red worm plants, which changes a couple spells. And okay, that just gives you the ability to change. Ah, Toffee, if you've come for well, okay, let's start over. That was Toffee, if you've come for word on the Ascian, I fear I have little progress to report. We did, however, hold a service for Hayden. I assembled the soldiers from his old unit, and together we conveyed his remains to the priests of Gaul. As for Thanalan's trade routes, there was still the odd raid by bandits or beastmen, but not that involves men in black robes. I must confess, I am at a loss at how we might find. Ah, have you spoken with Hitra? I believe she had new findings to share with you. Okay, what level is this quest? 58. So we have probably at least 2 quests for both Scholar and Summoner. Is this the right? Yes, it's the right spot. I'm just going the wrong way. Coffee, there you are. We have much to discuss. I have been engrossed in my studies, you see, seeking every advantage for our inevitable clash with the Ascians. And as I struggle to unravel the ancient knowledge of the tombstones, I unlocked a good many mysteries, including the reason why you are unable to call forth Brahma Engi. When you summon an avatar, you draw upon your body's reservoir of ether to grant life and form to what is known as an arcane entity, that which we already know. I had, however, overlooked the simple fact that our etheric reserves are finite. Thus, the magnitude of Edgy that you are able to summon is limited by the extent of your own life force. Simply put, if the Edgy is too powerful, then the summoning fails. But do not despair. The summoners of Alag devised a method by which one might circumvent this intrinsic limitation. Rather than attempt to summon a separate physical manifestation of certain Edgy, the most accomplished mages discovered that far less ether was required to infuse themselves with the essence of a primal's power. The technique by which a summoner could achieve this heightened state was known as a trance. What say you, Toffee? Shall we see if you can master this method? It may even allow you to contend with a paragon, but not if the essence is of an ordinary primal. Nay, we must set our sights on the most potent entity, the most fierce. I speak of the elder primal Bahamut. On the day of the calamity, the dragon vanished in an explosion so massive that its ether was carried to the far corners of Eris. You among many others, have already been touched by his essence. All that remains is to perform the meditative ritual in a place steeped in Bahamut's energies, and you should be able to enter the trance of the dread room. As for setting foot within the only suitable location, I believe Captain Wolf can assist us. Shall we pay him a visit? Back, back to Alda. Himhitra here is certainly not one to do things by herself or by half. She petitioned me to help gain entry into the ether-soaked wasteland of the Cartano Flats. The flats are disputed territory, jointly administered by the three member nations of the Eurasian Alliance. In attempting to earn full admittance to the area is a bureaucratic nightmare. As matter stands, I was only able to secure permission to visit the Immortal Flames airship landing. If we wish to enter the flats proper, you will have to do so under the cover of night. Prepare yourself for a tense journey, then make your way to the landing here in Alda. I have one of our elite flyers standing by. Okay, to the airship landing. I'll fly you to the front door of the flats, but that's as far as you're authorized to go. Stay on the landing or face the consequences. So this is what became of the Carton of Flats. Never before have I sensed such tainted ether. Let us not linger long, Toffee. Turn your mind now to Bahamut's terrible majesty. Allow his power to seep into your very being. Nothing? You may need to deepen your meditation. Do you truly attempt to harness the might of Bahamut? The essence of the Elder Primal shall tear your mortal frame asunder. Chaos rises in the presence of power, but you, bringer of light, can be allowed to shine no brighter. Come and be doused in the endless waters of the 12th chalice. doing much damage to this guy. I wonder if I'm supposed to... Trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here. Other than, like, trying to kill these guys, but that guy is barely taking it. I think maybe I'm supposed to be clicking on these, so that's why I'm doing it. Oh, we've got all three going here, okay. I think we're almost done. We almost got all these done. Okay, one more, maybe. Hey, we did it. I don't know what we were doing, but we did it. I did not anticipate this. You should not have been able to complete the meditations under such duress. But I shall not underestimate you again. Our next meeting shall be our last, bringer of light. We did it. We faced the Paragon and lived. And it is all thanks to you, Toffee. You and the towering might of Bahamut that you now command. Aye, despite the Asians' interference, we achieved what we came here for. But I'm afraid this is not the place to celebrate. Let us return to the landing before the dawn's light finds us in forbidden territory. Okay, go to all of no, not there. I guess it doesn't really matter. I just need a right. Actually, this one will work because I can just run to where I need to go. I think. Yeah. Hello. How are you doing tonight? We have reason to rejoice, my friends. It would seem our clandestine adventure went unnoticed by by my superiors, and more importantly, we seized the upper hand in a battle against an Astian. The trance did appear most effective against our immortal foe. For such a hurried night's work, we managed to reap quite a harvest indeed. It's going good. It's Sunday. Usually I have to go work on Monday, but I got the day off tomorrow. So yay! Aye, but it is a pity the bastard fled when he did. I would have liked to have settled the score then and there. It was for the best, Captain Wolf. If we would truly defeat the Astian, then we must be prepared to destroy him utterly, body and soul. A new spell, or basically replaces a spell. These here. Okay, so I use this, and then it changes Ruin 3, which is this, into Astral Impulse, and Outburst into... Oh, it's the AoE thing. Okay. Okay, this one gives me item level 210. Here? Is that a full set of gear? Interesting. And gives me Astral Flow. Channel the energies of your active trance to perform one of several. I'm kind of thinking that today might be a shorter stream. I thought coffee would help me, but I don't know. It's been like a long day with me falling and then WoW raid and going to pick up my daughter. I'm thinking it might be a shorter stream tonight. But like I mentioned earlier, we might have a long stream tomorrow since I have the day off. See how I'm feeling in the morning. Toffee, I was about to send for you. Yamhitra should be here any moment. Ah, wonderful. We're all here. I have been pondering some metaphysical theories and would discuss my conclusions with the both of you. Ever since our battle on the flats, the memory of our adversary fleeing the field has been preying upon my mind. According to the Scions and their research, the Paragons are effectively immortal. They are said to be ethereal entities with no physical form of their own, instead possessing mortal host after mortal host in an endless possession down the ages. But once Toffee had acquired the Dreadworm trance, the haste with which the Astian withdrew did not seem to me the action of a being who harbors no fear of death. Thus do I propose the question, could it be that the 12th Chalice and his black masked brethren are not as practiced in the art of possession as their red-veiled masters? At the time of the battle, our bodies were the only available host nearby. Assuming he also lacks his superior's facility to flee and to the space betwixt the worlds, I suspect that our foe's sudden cowardice stemmed from an inability to force his soul into our living vessels. That would explain much, including the reason why he chose the deceased Hayden to serve as his puppet. I believe the theory is sound. Shall we put it to the test? If we are able to lure the 12th chalice to a location devoid of potential hosts, then we might succeed in destroying him for good. Then what are we waiting for? We must begin devising a plan to draw the villain from hiding. Not so fast, Captain Wolf. We must first obtain the means by which we can ensure the Ascian's demise. A mighty coup de grace delivered before he has the chance to retreat. Toffee, there is a passage within the last tombstone that describes how the power of a trance can be unleashed in a single devastating blast. The technique itself, however, was not explained. According to my research, it can only be learned from a forbidden book found on the shelves of the Great Goblin Library. To reach the library will require a long and perilous journey over Abalthea's spine and into the wilds of the Dravanian hinterlands, but I believe we three are up to the task. Shall we be on our way then? The key to defeating the 12th chalice will soon be within our grasp. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm sorry to do this, but I am not feeling up to streaming tonight. I thought I could get into the mood for it, but it's just not working tonight. I'm sorry. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm hoping I can get a good night's sleep tonight and then have a longer stream tomorrow. That's the plan. I'm gonna double check with my husband that we don't have any plans that I'm forgetting for tomorrow. But yeah, I think we're just gonna end it here. Sorry for the really short stream. See you guys tomorrow, okay?